You're so funny.
Yes. You guys seen 1, 2, and 3, and trust me, this is just the panel that we're doing talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we were having a lot of difficulties with Google and everything, with everybody being able to join the panel. Because if you guys have seen the show before, we always have a lot of people on here. And as you guys know, today, well, of course, I'm your co-host, Ms. Patu Loca, and I have Mrs. Markeisha. Markeisha Williams. She's single.
Single. Hi.
You know, and thanks to Tomi, thanks to Tomi for sharing this article, and the article that she shared with the panel. Well, I said not with the panel, but just basically sharing this article with me. And the article that she shared was being the strong black woman. And on it, it's very short. It's not really long. She basically talks about it's already hard enough because we have the history of what we have as being, the whole slave thing. Then we have sexism, the casual, racism, then being a woman, and then, being black. And then having to go with the trials and tribulations of coming from single home families, or if you even have family, coming from, different well, we're talking about the different backgrounds. Just because black people come from different backgrounds doesn't make you less black. Black,
right.
Things like that.
Black is.
We talked about black education because there's studies are showing a lot of black women for especially now, around my generation, before that, and coming to now, because women has come a long way now, so women have more opportunities, even though we're not paid equally and everything like that. Obama made that happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now we not only did we cover that, we covered the whole education thing. Now we're gonna cover the part where she talks about relationships, how challenging it is. There was this guy on TV or something like that. I don't know if you guys heard, that got fired from the network because he had compared Michelle Obama to being a monkey. And in my mind, I posted it on my Instagram and stuff. I went off. And before I get, because you guys y'all was like,
I'm just like,
wow. What I didn't appreciate was some people on Facebook, some people were debating, talking about, well, he was just saying what people think. If you think a human being looks like a monkey, especially seeing the history, because black history is not just black people's history. Black history is America's history. So that's why, first of all, it should be put in all educations from elementary to college. If they started off like that, maybe the little you're not that much of a nigger would be less in America. Let's get that off. Now, when that Latino guy did that, I was so shocked. I'm like, first of all, you are a man. Second of all, you are a minority. Third of all, how dare you? You come from a woman and you say that about another woman, degrading another woman, to go so far as to compare. I don't know if it's because he's Latino, he don't know about American history, but I'm sure the whole comparing her to an animal. I'm like, that was so rude. That was so damn right disrespectful. I was so glad he got fired. And whoever, because he's hot right now, there's always another network that's trying to get the oddball or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you thought it was such a funny joke, but it's not that funny when you're taking your pink slip to the unemployment line.
Hello.
And I made this comment on Instagram, and I had a few people who was like, yes, I am part Latino and a lot of things, like all of us are here in the world. But at the end of the day, how I looked at it was like, I don't like, and what I can't stand is other minorities thinking it's okay to put other minorities down, especially black people, because considered in America standards, we're like at the bottom of the totem pole. Well, so if you do that, by doing so, you're going to be welcomed in on a special carpet VIP style.
No.
You're on the same boat as us.
The same. They don't see any different. They don't see any different. They hear an accent and that's it.
It doesn't matter if you're Latino, if you're Asian, if you're whatever, you're on the same boat.
Yep.
You don't get brownie points. God don't give you a high five, and you don't get VIP treatment for the rest of your life because you think that when you put down another race, it makes you look better. In fact, it makes you look like a racist.
It makes you look worse.
And it makes you look like they. Let me just keep it clean because this is. But you just look like a straight piece of shit is what you look like. And saying something like that, especially thinking that you're gonna get one up.
It shows the more ignorance.
Yeah, other racist people who are racist. I've never met a person that was racist and was like, oh no, I'm racist only for this color, that color. It don't work like that. When they're racist all around. That's it.
Yep.
So sound off on the part that you guys want to say. I'm sorry. I just had to put that out my chest because I was like, how dare you?
I think you said it all because I will have a part 4 if we just stick on that one. We gotta dating. Let's go to dating.
No, but see, the reason I brought that up was because remember that scientist in China, I believe, that brought out that report that blew up nationwide. And thank you for all of you strong black brothers that did videos on YouTube and everything like that. And other guys from all different, walks of life, different shades, because basically we all we all brothers from another mother and daddy. That's it. And this guy came out with a report saying that black women are the least desirable, the most ugliest, and all of that. I don't know where that guy was from. I'm like, you fat, sloppy, four-eyed dude. How dare you?
True. And we don't know what his pool of research came from. We don't know where his pool of research comes
off of the shape, our face, the way our faces are made, and then class measurements and all that, and how the world views black people.
Okay, right. But what I'm saying is we don't know where his pool of resources comes from. Did he do this with a panel of 5 people? Was it 500? Was it 5,000? Were they all from one area? Were they, all over the world?
Outside of China?
Yeah. So, I mean, one, that's not fair. But there is also I want to say it was Match.com or Meetup.com or something like that. They did something similar. And the facts were inconclusive, but around the same of what that gentleman is saying. African American women or black women were least likely to get as many messages or hits because they weren't considered attractive. Depending on the guy and where he's from, how open he is, I think that makes a difference because I've dated some of everything. I went out with my first Nepali guy the last week. That was pretty cool. I went to the symphony. It was awesome. So, but I think it depends on how open they are. And it doesn't matter. I mean, how often I had never met someone from Nepal. So how often does that happen? And I'm in Metro Detroit area. There's a whole lot of everybody around here. But I think it depends on individuals. If you put 5 guys, shirtless of course, in some jeans and had them standing in front, it depends. It doesn't matter if they were all white guys, all black guys. We're going to have one that we prefer over another. They can be all exactly the same culture, but we're going to have a preference for something. It might be because he has dark hair, light eyes. It might be because he has more muscles. It might be because he's actually more slender, and that's just what you prefer. It might be because he has tattoos, and that's what you're into, or piercings. Now, I can't say I don't like a couple tattoos here and there, but that's me. Do I want stuff all over your face and everywhere where you can't put a nice button up and put in the tux and look like you GQ'd? Give me that. But I want a little bit of double take underneath the shirt that's just for me. Absolutely, I wouldn't mind that. But it depends on what you like as an individual. Every person has something that they like. And I think it's unfair to say that because African American or African women or black women are unattractive to some means they're unattractive in general. If that was actually the case, and I dispute it, because how many white women How many white women always want to go tanning to look darker? Like who? I don't have to go. Well, I do have to tan every once in a while just so I don't burn. But it's more so I don't peel and look like a lobster, not because I'm trying to get darker. And how often do they get butt implants or breast implants? And we got it naturally. You know, now all black women don't have the girls up top or what's in the back, unfortunately. But what we do have is the strength. We all have that. And it's innate. It's innate. It's not something we have to pretend that we have. We are. We are a strength. And people are afraid of what they don't know. People are afraid of it. And I think that's why a lot of times we have issue with society has issue with us, because we are so much stronger than what they're used to. They don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think it has anything to do with how we look. I think it has to do with our attitude. And attitude, some of it's a little rough. Some of us are a little rough around the edges. Some of us are cleaned up and a little more neat. And
some of y'all, I'll just be like, really? Give the other team an extra point why they shouldn't like us. Great.
There you go. But in the grand scheme, even for those, there's a strength there. That's the bottom line. Strong black women. We have a strength about us that is appealing to most. And sometimes it's so appealing, it's a scary thing. It's like having an orgasm for the first time. You're like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? And then you're like, well, damn, now that I experienced that, it was pretty freaking good. I want to do it again. Yeah. But they haven't experienced it.
Dominatrix thing.
Damn, I'm saying. You know what I mean? We are a force to be reckoned with. And we are smart women. We are strong women. We are beautiful women. And then we take a lot of things for granted because it's natural to us. But other people get put on pause because they're like, I don't understand. I'm not used to this. And just in history, it shows anything that people other than black, anything that's new and different, they're like, I don't know about that. As soon as it ruffles feathers, throws thing out of sync because it's not in their comfort level, they freak out about it. And, oh, it must be bad.
I'm going to throw myself over the bridge.
You know, black people, I'll tell you, I grew up, I didn't know I was poor. I didn't know. And I have seen people killing themselves, killing their families because they lost their job and, oh, my God, I didn't know what I was going to do. And black women are like, well, shit, the man left. All I got is 2 pieces of bread and a couple eggs. We're going to make something last, and we're going to stretch it out. We're going to figure it out. You make do with what you have, and then you find other resources. You pool together. You do what you have to do. And there are so many who don't understand that strength. It's not because we want to. It's because we have to.
Yeah.
When you are brought over, and we'll go all the way back to slavery, you brought over diseased because you're brought into a very small and confining space. You don't know how to handle a lot of things. You're being used. Your body is being taken advantage of and violated. Then the black man has to see this and can't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. And then you're brought into a new land. You don't speak the language. You don't understand the culture around there. And then you're not the only one who has something taken away from them. Then the country that you're brought into, they're trying to enslave them on a different level. And so now you have people being brought against each other. And they're saying, hey, we're Christian. Let me give you the Bible. Praise to this. This is what we say you have to do in order for you to survive here. And then all of a sudden, we learn something and we become more educated than they planned for us to be.
Yeah.
What happens then? Oh my gosh, I'm afraid. People forget. You look at history. The council, the Senate, you know, people who are making decisions, like when you're going, before you go to the White House, you have 2 different parts, right? Mm-hmm. They have all these this big, huge room, all these people have all these things they bring to the table to say, we want you to look at this, and we have to make a decision on it. And black people used to be in council on this. They used to run stuff. And then all of a sudden, oh, no, you know what? We don't like that anymore. So let's take that away.
Because they got too much power going on. They
got too much power. We're afraid of that. What if he knows? You know, one of the, and I hate to say it like this, but it's real. One of the things that I love about the KKK, one of the things that I love that they said, one man, one of the dragons, he said, if you don't want them to know, and he's talking about black people, if you don't want them to know something that's important, put it in a book. Unfortunately,
we can read.
There is a lot of truth that rings in that. There's a lot of truth that rings in that, because how often do you have someone, if you look at a person now and you introduce someone who's 19, 20, 21, let's say 21, they're able to drink and they're legal, and you ask them about the House, the Republicans versus the Tea Party versus Democrats, and you say, what are your thoughts on this? They can't give you very much of an answer because they honestly don't know what it is. All they have is hearsay. But if you would say, tell me about the best twerking video, they can tell you everything about that. You know, if you want to educate us, black women in general, we are the matriarchs of society. And that's just my personal opinion, and people may dispute me. You may be getting a whole lot of hits because I'm about to say this. The reason that we fail in so many things is because we as women don't take enough pride in what we're producing and putting out in terms of our children and our society. We don't use our mouth the way we should in terms of speaking up for our people, in terms of speaking up for education, speaking up for our value of self, and saying, this is who we are, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, and say, I expect this type of treatment. I expect that I will be treated with value and with respect. And it starts with us, it starts at home, and then we can go out and try to educate others on how we are going to be. But when it comes to a dating situation, I went around the circle, but there's for a reason.
No, but it was
when it comes to right, it's all about self-love. Yeah. It matters not if someone else thinks you're ugly. If you know you're beautiful, guess what? There's somebody out in the world that's gonna think you're beautiful too. You may not meet him right now and today, but guess what? That's okay. That means you're not ready for him, or he may not be ready for you. But that one somebody that's meant for you is gonna love your last year dirty draws. And that's okay. And if you decide I want to drink your bath water because you're so awesome, guess what? That's what's going to happen. And I don't obviously mean that literally, but there's a respect that you have for yourself that others see. We all have energy, and it draws people to us or it pushes them away. And if you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you either. You don't value yourself, he's not going to value you either. No man wants a woman that another man don't want. Mm-hmm. Meaning, I'm going to say that again. No man wants a woman that another man doesn't want. Meaning, if you don't take care of yourself, I'm just saying, you don't take care of yourself, you don't speak in a way that you can communicate. Nobody wants that woman he can't take home to his mama. You might be the fun piece on the side and fun piece to show off to the friends, but you might be the joke on top of that. But the one that he can take home to mama, that's the forever chick. The one that he can bring around to the family, take to the family reunion, that's the forever chick. That's the one that you got some potential. You got some staying power. But there's a reason for that. How do you hold yourself? How do you take care of yourself? Do you take care of your body? Do you take care of your mind? Do you take care of your spirit? Are you balanced? Nobody wants a home wreck. You know, nobody wants somebody that they have to try to piece together. You know, men are very simple creatures. They want things that looks pretty, that smell good, and they want to cherish those things. You know, and he wants that woman that I can have kids with her, and I know that she'll be a great mom. She'll take care of my house. I know that when I come home, I'm a traditionalist, and yes, there's going to be a lot of women that have issue with the fact that I'm like, yes, I will cook and I will clean for my man, but guess what? My man will cook and clean for me too. You know, we have to know our place. Sometimes you got to know when to shut up. Okay, baby, you got this. you got this. But as a black woman, I will say I talk a lot. I know this. And some men are like, look.
And you're like,
okay, you hold this and put it on reserve for later. Because sometimes it's just, I just need you to listen to me. Okay.
See, what I loved about that article is that the good thing that I liked, well, the only positive thing that came out of that that report that doctor did, or science, wherever, did, the only good thing about it was it started a conversation that us women have been talking and complaining about for years, and everybody's like, it's not like that. And seeing all the panels that took place all over in different types of news and everything, it kind of made people think. And what I love the most about the one that, I think it was, I'm not sure, that dating site you were talking about, Match or whichever. I think it's Match, though.
I think it was Match.com. I think that's
what I loved about it was it's right on their website before you get to log in. So whether you're into a black woman or not, that it makes you have to pose yourself that question, like, you know, why
would I be open to that?
Exactly.
Would I be open to that? Yeah.
You know, now when I heard that report, in my mind, I'm like, that's kind of funny, because there's not a time I don't go out and I don't have a guy hit on me from all heights, weight size, different cultural backgrounds and everything. Even yesterday when I went out for St. Patrick's Day, even though I was singing the the Biggie song, I'm like, I see some brothers tonight that could be having my babies. Because I'm like, you had Irish, you had European, you had African, then you had Brazilian. It was all these different varieties of people. Yes, they're not all Irish, some of them mixed, but they're all celebrating celebrating each other's thing, just like we all should.
Exactly.
But then at the end of the day, all of them. Yes, I would like to give a shout out to all you brothers that was hollering, looking at me, you know, and all that, and for Patrick's Day. You had all varieties. And so to me, when I first heard that report, I'm like, that's kind of crazy, because I don't know, like, or does it depend? Because I've seen reports where they say, well, it depends, because, you know, when guys go outside their race, you know, well, some guys, when they go outside their race, they go for something that's different for them, or they go for something that's kind of familiar, so they're just accustomed to that, or it's more of, I don't want to deal with the backlash of society, backlash of family, backlash of friends. So even though I would really love to, I don't even want to deal with it. It's just too much of a headache. It's easier for me to be with that person.
Well, see, for me, that's a weak-minded person. That one who's like, I don't want to deal with it. That's going to be the first one. As soon as a little bit of trouble hits or a little adversity comes along, he can't handle it. I don't want that you can't be on my team. I can't be on your team. You're not going to support me when I need it. You know, and what if you bring children into that? That's a whole different can of worms versus just dating. So give me someone who is open to everything. You know, I don't mind if I am approached by a gentleman who has not dated outside of his race. I ask why. Were you ever attracted to them, or is this something that you're like, let me try a new flavor? I'm not trying to be a notch on the post, because one, I'm not that type of chick. But I'm also not interested in being
the experiment.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not interested in being the experiment. Please do not put my whole race on my back for your experience.
While you checking out my back.
Right. You know, because there's a lot to be said about, just as each man is different, so is each woman. Yeah. You know, the last girlfriend he had may have been the cussing, fussing, nagging type. I'm not going to cuss and fuss with you. I might nag you a little bit every once in a while, but that's just because I'm a female. But usually it's going to be about some things that you've told me I probably need to remind you about anyway. But I don't have any children as of yet, so I don't need to be on your back about things. That's not my job. It's not my job. But give me that person that says, hey, you are really cool. You have a really fun attitude about things. I love the way you come at certain topics when we have conversation, I'd like to hang out with you more. That's how the Nepali guy came about. We were talking about some other stuff, and he's like, I'm having a really good time. I want to see you again. Is that okay? Absolutely. But as soon as it's a, hey, dang, baby, you looking hot, blah, 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 we not on the same page. We are not on the same page. So, baby, thank you for the admiration, but that's all it's going to be because it won't go any further than us. I need to have a conversation, and a baby ain't gonna cut it.
Right.
Since we're on the topic, since this is all about relationships, we already agreed the characteristics of black women.
Yeah.
Good black women, because just because you see a few jacked up ones or a few ones that are stumbling along the way, you can't just throw everybody. Not everybody is one column, but
right.
Women in general, regardless of color, we already know that we wear lots of hats. Sometimes we have to swap out one hat for the next, or we just have to stack up all the hats.
Yeah.
For whatever it's to deal with. But to me, what I'm about to say now. Oh, before I get to that. I want to make a point on what you said when you were talking about having to be representative or being an experiment or whatever when dating interracially. But I don't like, and then having to go deal with that. What I don't like is just like for the brothers out there that go through the hassle and everything, we do too. Some of the times it's the same stuff, and sometimes it's just a different mental battle,
Right.
At the end of the day, the last thing you want, whether I date a black man or not, whether I'm married to a black man or not, because regardless, whoever I have children with, they're gonna be part of me anyway.
Yeah.
What I don't like is the videos that you see or the comments that are made or that bitch or this and that. It's like or degrade, or just because you see a girl shaking her ass on a music video or you see whatever's on the media does not make a black woman.
Right. And all black women are not that way.
And there's a time and place for everything. Just because you see that hip hop star or whatever the media is trying to say, this is how black people are in society, because we already know what's her name. That has a show when she had that one rapper 2 Chainz. He basically put him on the spot, but I really applaud 2 Chainz for that, for the fact that he was like, yo, I'm educated and all that, because she was just challenging him like, you're actually college educated, you actually did something with yourself, you chose to, you could have did a lot of things, higher things, but you chose to be a rapper, but you choose to talk about all these degrading things. So how's that uplifting your people? But at the same, I understood what he was saying. I understand what she was saying, because you could fight both arguments. But
right.
Come on. Just like when I went out for the St. Patrick's Day, me and my sister sat down to take a break before we walked all the way to the car, and there was this white guy that was talking about how he had gotten into an altercation with Jay-Z's sister, and I think Jay-Z or Jay-Z's sister was out in some place that he went to. I forgot, some rich area that he celebrated his birthday with his friends. It was Jay-Z's sister and that football player, that Carmelo Anthony's sister.
Okay.
And he said that he was hanging out at a huge table, hanging out with his friends, and one of the friends came up in here and was like, yo, what's going on? Happy birthday. What you doing? He was like, oh, I'm just hanging up in here with all these bitches. He said they both got in his face, like, jacked him up. And he said that he couldn't argue with that as a man that was degrading. And more so as a white man saying that in a room where you got black women sitting right here, like that, I knew I crossed the line. So I apologize. And he was like, even though I kneeled down, I even got on my knees and they was beating my ass, and I took it like a bitch because I was a bitch for doing that. That wasn't cool because I came from a woman and I should have never done that and everything. And I'm like, so if a white man can get that white man can get that situation. Yeah, sometimes you got to stumble to learn. But I'm like, come on. You know, yeah. There's times where a woman can portray herself like a bitch. There's times a woman can portray herself like a lot of things, just like dudes. You got some dudes with that bitchitis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bitchitis is coming around. Bitchitis.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's like, look, we already being torn and being told who we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to act, and when we don't act based off that cookie mold that society wants to use in the most derogatory way a human being should act and carry themselves, and we don't act like that. Oh, well, you're an acceptable member of the society, or you're not black enough. So you're getting, it's just not, you can't even
get hit on both sides.
Yeah. I'm like, you can't win for losing.
Right.
So, that statement, that's what I wanted to say, and that before I get into this one, with all the, when I was going to the part with the many hats, I can actually say, and I can actually agree with what we said on panel 2 and on panel 1, where we were talking about when dating, how it is challenging and things like that. And seeing that they say that we're supposed to be the least desirable, even though that is not true, you know, and things like that. It's just you have to really find out the intent, ladies, like, regardless what your color is, you just have to really find the intent of the individual, what they're really after and what they're really trying to do. But it's like in the dating, you have to, ladies, come closer to the screen. I don't know if y'all ready to hear this.
What we got?
I, too, grew up with a deep, dark chocolate. That's why I always call my dad Afro-Cuban, because that's what he was, an Afro-Cuban.
Right.
But my father, when he came to America, and the first time they called him boy and everything like that, that happened to him back where he came from. So he was like, okay, let me educate my kids about, I already got my kids educated about where I came from, mom came from. I'm going to have to put them in this American stuff. I don't want my kids to be unprepared. He molded us to have black pride. Even though they already had their pride, but he was like, this is what's going on in America, so this is what it's called.
You need to be aware. Yeah.
So, ladies, yes, I too grew up with the whole thing of I can't wait to get me a strong, black, juicy, dark, succulent, oily, or ashy in the ankles. I don't care.
Oh, no, he can't be ashy in the ankles now. Hold on now.
Like, everything about a black man I find sexy as hell. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Everything. Now I can see why all the other females put their bikini on and dip in the chocolate pool. Because y'all is the shiznit.
Yeah.
But, ladies, in all reality, interracial dating is becoming bigger and bigger. I would say every 5 years. But it's got, interracial dating's gotten bigger with black men. Society is now beginning to accept black men dating interracially because now it's on videos, it's on the media, and they've been doing it long before. And yes, we're going to get backlash as black women to date outside of our race because this is just a new thing right now for black women. Ladies, I love me a Mandingo warrior. I'm part of the Mandingo warrior.
Wait. Hold on. What's new for black women?
No, what I'm saying is you got to let it go.
Okay.
If you find that black, strong king that our parents built us up, ladies, to have and be able to, he could lean on, you have to open your horizon because your king may not be chocolate. He may be vanilla. He may be almond. He may be hazel. He may be raspberry. He's gonna be all types of flavors. That's why I said on one video, you gotta go to the Baskin and Robbins shop. I call it the Patu 31 flavors. You as an individual woman, if you put yourself in the pool of I'm gonna only date black men, and first of all, we're dealing in a situation where black men, there are black men that love black women too. But
for sure.
That date out of their race too. So our pool is getting smaller and smaller. We're getting married later in life. A lot of stuff. If we do get married. So it's like you can't go running for one team. If you're trying to get everything, if I want to get a job, putting an application in one place a month, good luck. If I'm looking for a job, I'm gonna put an application everywhere I can go so I can get as much responses as I can, and that's how you gotta look at it.
Yeah, agreed, absolutely.
I was looking for that meme I was looking for all that Tyrone, that Jermaine, that Pierre.
Tyrese.
Girl, it just, it just sometimes it may not work, but you have to open your horizon.
Yes.
And what I was going to say about the hats are, because we always have the S on our chest and we always carry so much weight on a day-to-day basis, a lot of times we're on guard and don't even know we activated the alarm system.
Oh.
And ladies, y'all gotta, I don't care if you gotta use a remote, deactivate that mug, because that mug is keeping you from getting the
defense mechanism button. Yeah. Unleash it. Let it go. Oh.
Ladies, you have no idea how many times I've gone out in places and I've seen men of all races checking out a sister, and she's so oblivious she doesn't even know it.
Yeah.
He comes in, he even tells you hi. Oh, I love your hair. Oh, wow, you have a nice smile, something. And she just look at it, oh, he's being nice. He's hollering.
That's his way, because they don't know. Sometimes it's just, I don't know how to approach. Some men don't know. It's a lot of work for a man to approach a woman. Yeah. I think it's even harder for a man, and it doesn't matter what his culture is, to approach a black woman. Because he doesn't know how, one, she's going to perceive him as a man. Then if she's around her friends, oh, that's a whole nother beast. So he's got to go through the friends to get to her and try to, hopefully nobody tries to block him, and even just saying hi, he doesn't know how he's going to be received. That's a lot of pressure on a person. Yeah. Like, imagine if women had to go and ask the guy for the date or ask the guy for a conversation. We'd be hit.
There's a mess. But there's a way a woman can get a guy to do what he should have done, but finish it. Because some guys, you got guys that say they like aggressive women, but in all reality, no man likes an aggressive woman. That's true. They just don't. And if I've never known a guy, or I've never met a woman that was aggressive where it ended up in marriage or anything. It's just they dated and they're over.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying.
And there's a difference between aggressive and assertive, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta be, and that's why I say
aggressive and assertive.
Take your head off.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times we got a lot of stuff going in our minds. Put a smile on your face. Put out these muchachos. Jesus asked my abilities for a reason.
Look, I'm covered up, but you got just enough.
Yeah, but see, but there's a time and place for all of that.
Absolutely.
And ladies, let me tell you something. These are what guys from outside of different races do. When you're a person of color and you're hanging out, no matter where you're going, you always got the tester piece. The tester piece is the one that goes in for everybody. They get together and was like, yo, we're going to send him. If he don't make it, he's okay. We can lose that piece right there.
Right.
So even though you're hanging out, he's not your type, you don't even care, and he just comes to approach you to start a conversation. The fact that you're smiling and you answer the questions and you're like, oh, you know what, it's nice meeting you here too, yeah, this is my first time, and you do that, that lets all the other guys know, oh, okay.
She's approachable.
She's approachable, and she doesn't, that chocolate don't mind.
Yeah.
When I yesterday, and we sat at this bar. My girlfriend, a few of our other girlfriends went to the dance floor, came back, was like, they saw all these guys surrounding, and they're like, for what?
What just happened? What just happened?
Because we're sitting down.
Right.
And, I told because my sister, she's trying to get into interracial dating and stuff like that, because I told her, you need to break the shackles and the chains of you gotta only date a black guy. You gotta date a good man.
Yes.
Pressure is a good man. And so when we went out, they did the tester piece, except it was two brothers. Hot out of nowhere, they just came out of nowhere, because me and my sister's fanning ourselves. The guy was like, oh my goodness, yeah, I'm so hot. Let me get out of the way so you guys can get cool.
That was a cheesy line, but cool. A nice intro.
As a black woman, some black women are like, oh, get the hell, you don't act like that. You got to be open. But the more open you are, and the more spontaneous and everything, the more results you get. So by me and my sister laughing like, oh, I was like, yo, I'm going to have to use that line. Yeah, I'm going to definitely use that line. But that made him say, oh, okay, let me stand here. When he stood there, then you had then this other fine, sexy Abercrombie and Fitch looking model with chest hanging out with them guns. I'm like, you cock that arm one more time, G. You cock that arm one more time. And he had an Irish shirt that said, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." He was like, no, they're with me. And all of these different guys came together. All that just because they saw, okay, if they could talk to him and they look like...
I know it's guys check other guys out just like girls check out other girls. He's like, if he can get at her, I know I can get at her. I know I got more going on than that, so let me jump in. Let me see what's what. See if I can get my minute in.
So, ladies, look. I know, and I'm going to make this clear because I do have a lot of people, because I did a panel video talking about the benefits of dating all these different races. And I forgot this.
Opportunity. That's the benefit. Opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn about culture. You learn about the person. You learn new things to do. You learn new places to go. You learn new places to eat. All kinds of things. It's an opportunity, just like anything else. Mm-hmm. Men are men. It doesn't matter what culture they come from, what their cultural background is. You got good men, you got dogs. You got females that are good women, you got females that act like the others. But, you know, it is what it is. That's a reality, right? But the bottom line is, which one are you going to be? Which one are you going to be? Are you going to be that approachable female? The one that they want to say, let me show her the opportunity?
Notice what you said, and you said, are you going to be that approachable female? You didn't say black woman. That's why I say sometimes you got to get rid of that shield.
Get rid of the labels. Absolutely.
Take some of the labels off. There's times to put the label on, but there's times you got to take the label off.
Exactly. There's a time and a place for everything. Know who you are. Who you are is never going to go away. What you represent will never go away. But you don't always have to go waving a flag saying, this is who I am. It will be evident in how you carry yourself. Period.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm just saying, how you doing? Did I take you to church for a minute?
Tommy, don't be scared to chime in, because when we're not on air, Tommy be going for days. But then if you notice, Tommy went from that seductive burgundy lipstick to a little.
Yeah, she done loosened up a little bit. What happened? What happened?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, here you go.
No, but
I'm glad that you said it, because you said it best. Where you sometimes you just got to take off those different types of varieties of hats to be able to get the maximum results. And at the end of the day, girls, like, you know, a lot of times we're in habit, regardless of what color we are. We're always in habit of forgetting to smile. Being grateful for what's going on, being grateful for our life, being grateful for, like, what is going right. That you're so thinking of the next plan of getting the rent paid, getting the kids off to school, or taking care of this. How's my mama doing? Like, all of that, it's all in your head. It's all running around your head. And as the guy looking at you, you looking angry.
Yeah.
But on rally, you like, man, is that girl in the milk? Should I get skim already? He like, oh, she look mad. Because they already put that label on us.
Can't talk to that. I can't talk to that. I'm not going to get past. She look like she ready to knock off somebody.
And here you are trying to see which one's cheaper. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's how I always say that's how I always say, ladies, especially black women, smile. If I don't care if that guy is corny as shit, be corny and smile along with him. Because there's no harm in getting to have a conversation and actually, you know, bounce off ideas and thoughts with somebody new, somebody different. And the more you saturate yourself around different varieties of thought processes, people, and things like that, it makes you more aware of the kind of person you are, or it makes you aware of the kind of person you thought you were. I need to start striving to that. It makes you look at you.
Yeah.
The goal, which is the goal. So, and speaking of that, what I didn't like about the panel was, I did the panel about all the different races, the benefits about dating all of them. Of course, I stated in all the videos, at the end of the day, it's all about finding a good man. Because no matter what color, even the guy got 5 balls.
Yes.
There's a good and there's a bad in all of them. That's just the end of it. That's just it. But what I didn't like about the video was what I didn't like was I had a lot of backlash. Then you had a lot of people like, you always talk about Asian. First of all, I'm going based off of my viewers. So if my viewers are mainly wanting to talk about that, and they're actually responding. That's what I'm going for. I did a panel talking about all these different races. There was a lot of different women that were asking me of all different shades and colors and stuff that were saying, like, what's the difference between dating all this? Because I always hear you when you talk on your videos about all the different nationalities, so I broke it down. So, ladies, I'm not the world. I love men. I just love a man. When I say a man, I'm not talking about what you see going on media and stuff like that. I'm talking about
a real one.
With a strong man who's intelligent, loving, charismatic, all the characteristic stuff. You know, it doesn't hurt if you had a six-pack added on to that. You know, all this stuff. You know, you happen to have.
Wait, hold on. Disclaimer. Let me throw a disclaimer. I'm not gonna expect my man to have a six-pack because I ain't got one.
Oh no, I don't have one either.
I go to the gym and I work out and I'm working on maintaining my stuff. I will never be a skinny size 0. I don't want to be. I don't want to look like a crackhead. I won't look right like that. But I am framed to be curvy. I'm thick with it, but not fat. And there is a difference. I take care of myself, and I will never be an embarrassment to me or the person I have on his arm. But he don't have to be full head of hair. I like a baldy. You know what I'm saying? But
really?
Let me be honest and say I need a real man because I look younger than I am. So for me, the guy has 30 to 40 some, you know, because I'm 37 people. I am, and I know I don't look it. So I'm grateful because that's one thing that black don't crack, baby. We age gracefully. And that is one thing I am so very happy about. And I love the fact that what you've done, and even though you got flack about it, is that you open up the eyes of others who are afraid to go places that they'd like to go. And they are like, well, maybe let me peek. Let me see what that's about. But they're not really willing to go themselves because they don't know what it'll be about. You open up those doors and allow people to see a glimpse of what it could be if they open themselves up a bit more. That's huge.
Thank you. Because you know what? And Tomi, and especially you, Markeisha, and I'm sure a lot of women can relate. It's easy to be stuck in a box when you always stay in one environment and that's all you know. You don't go past that. But it's so different when you step outside the box and you actually chime in on all the other things. It not only expands you as an individual, it makes you. That's why I always say when you date interracially, whether you're into it or not, it lets you learn more about you.
Yes.
What you want and what you're not looking for. It's not about the color. It's about the characteristics. Because there's some women that I know that regardless, they're dating the same guy. It's just a different name. And I'm like, but when they date, but because subconsciously they know, okay, I'm dating outside of my race. So this is what I want. They probably didn't really take into consideration and think like that at first. So now that's what they're doing. And now they found what they want. Not to say that one race is better than the other. There's no such thing. You're just a good man. You're just a good man.
Right.
So, I had some brothers that said, "Oh, you know, what about you?" And I'm like, "I love some chocolate. Y'all just expiring on me. When y'all get it, y'all just expiring. I don't know why. All my life I fought just to get a chocolate. I can't.
Right.
I gave up. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, come on, guys. You gotta open yourself up more. You have to be able to say, look, you know, there's nothing wrong with trying something different, because at the end of the day, I'm sure everywhere you go, you're seeing all different types of mixtures, relationships, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you already got a lot on your back anyway. So what's dealing with the flack of being in an interracial relationship? That's just one little tiny addition on your long list.
Exactly. Exactly.
I want to add something to that. As I was sitting here thinking, also with black women, the one thing that we have to and must stop doing, I don't do this because I do date interracially, is stop saying white women take all our men. They do not belong to you. They do not belong to you. You did not birth this man. You did not teach him when he was growing up. You did not send him to school. You did not breastfeed this man. They are not your men. All right. Yes. Stop trying to own something that does not belong to you. And that thing just pisses me off. When I see a white woman and a black man, I'm like, oh my God, it's so lovely. Your child is so pretty.
Cute.
And I'm not hating. I'm not throwing shade. Whatever you want to call it. It's called appreciation. If you want racism to subside, appreciate those who are different from each other, that are together, who embrace each other's culture. And that's the thing about black women that I've noticed a lot, and it's so annoying. Like, he doesn't belong to you. Stop sucking your teeth every time you see a white woman and black. Oh, they taking all our men. No, they are not your men, because the only person that you should be worried about is yourself. And then also, even though we're talking about black women, black men, stop bashing black women. Stop it. Please stop it. It is utterly annoying. Do not group us all in one category, because we are all not ratchet, and we know all of y'all are not thugs. All of y'all do not sag your pants. Yes, we know this. Don't do that to us. Do not bash us and talk about saying that, oh, we're not good, we nag too much. And first of all, every woman of every race nags. The fact that we do it blatantly and openly, and we don't sugarcoat nothing for you guys, get over it. Grow some balls. Y'all got balls. Deal with it. Hang with it. You know what I mean?
Tomi has come out.
Stop it. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. And then I'm saying to myself, like, you don't like women who tell you what to do. Okay, fine. Tell your mother don't tell you what to do, and see what's gonna happen.
See how far you get with that.
Damn face. Hello. That's the thing that pisses me off the most.
Absolutely.
And then also, don't assume that if you date outside your race, he's gonna judge you. I feel like
Tomi, hold on, girl. Preach. Where's my Bible at? Tomi, keep on.
She done took it. I thought I went to church. I went to church the last episode. She went to church this one.
I just feel like everyone is trying to like hold on to everything. Like I said, like, if you are a black woman and you're going to date outside your race, do not see that man's race. Yes, he comes and approach you. Hi, I think you're very pretty. Don't get that attitude. Just so annoying. Just be like, oh, thank you very much. A thank you goes a long way. Don't suck your teeth. Don't roll your eyes. That is just so frustrating when I look at other black women, and then when I get flack because, I think that white guy's cute. I think that Asian guy, he's hot. Oh, you like Asian guys? They got small penises. Shut the heck up. Have you been?
How do you know? Did you see it?
And you know what?
If Asian guys' penises were that damn small, why is there so many of them? Somebody help me understand that.
Hello?
How are they populating? They breathing in each other's mouth? How are they populating?
Somebody want them, and somebody want them. And what people fail to realize, there are 7 billion people on this earth for a reason. And then what you also have to realize, they put out a picture of how the average American is going to look. The average American person will be multi or biracial. So and so for you to say, she's not black enough, or he's not white enough, he's not going to understand my culture. Culture can be taught, and you can learn it at the same time. It's taught and it's learned. So like, if I decide like, I'm going to marry an Asian guy, I want my child to know both our cultures.
Yeah.
I want them to know both the languages, because you're coming from me and you're coming from your dad. That's what I want them to know. It should never be, you don't know about black culture. First of all, black culture is kind of a social construct like race. It's whatever you make it. Your culture is whatever you make it. It's not always about, they always try to be like us. They try to talk like us. First of all, I don't talk like a typical black person. According to my friends, I talk like I'm an Oreo. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
I have been called an Oreo my entire life. Girl, we sisters from another mister.
At the end of the day,
my mom took me out like, got it.
Because at the end of the day, the only thing you're hurting is yourself. You're depriving yourself from being loved. And also, it should never stop saying, I want a good black man. Start saying, I want a good man. I want someone to take care of me. I want to be equal to my partner. Stop saying, because, like, good men come in many shapes, sizes, colors, whatever. Who cares? As long as he is equal to you and can provide for both you and your family, now that's the kind of man I want. Someone that is, I always say to myself, I want a man that is good in the eyes of God. Because if he's good in the eyes of God, then that means that man is made for me, whether he white, black, Asian, Hispanic, multiracial, biracial, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Stop caring.
Now, okay. You just pulled something out the hat, girl. Let's go. I so agree with everything you said. My one hang up for myself is I have this understanding. I grew up in a very, very, very strong religious family. Okay. I have been fighting a spiritual war with myself about religion versus spirituality. And the understanding that every person that I meet, specifically male, when I'm looking at encountering someone for long term, if I'm just hanging out with somebody, that's one thing, but being on the same page spiritually is so important. And I have difficulty sometimes because I understand that some people may be Catholic. That's not a far reach from what I grew up with as I grew up a whole lot of stuff. My mom she was searching for what she wanted to find religiously. So I was a Muslim for a short period of time. I don't eat pork. Even though technically I consider myself a non-denominational Christian. Everything, Baptist, all kinds of things. But when it comes to something like Buddhist or someone who is just outside of the Christian title, I have difficulty breaking out of that particular racism of sorts in a spiritual racism because I understand there's a common thread regardless. The bottom line is do unto other. I have to follow the golden rule. Do unto the others as you would have them do unto you. And I so believe that that is more important than how you worship, how you praise. What are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to help your family? What are you doing to help society? Those are the things that should matter. But I will say, and I'll be honest, I like to learn about more things. I have a Quran. I have Bibles. I have Kabbalah even. And all these different things, I'm looking at how can I find the common thread to break those chains for myself. Because the one thing I don't like about a lot of women in general is that we will get so stuck on and fixated on one thing that we can't do, we can't have, we forget to open ourselves up to everything else, and we lose out on opportunity. When we could be, just because like certain ones, I have to have a good black man, it has to be this, it has to be that. And when you let go of that and say, I just want a good man, I want somebody who's going to treat me right, who's going to treat me amazing, and show me some new things, then all of a sudden, oh my God, I didn't even know this was here, and it's right in my city. Well, it's because you chose to not open yourself up and take advantage of these opportunities. So I am trying to break that of myself. So that that's one thing that you can only educate yourself. You can only allow yourself to be educated. It's a choice. Are you going to do this for you, or are you going to be stuck in the same thing? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I am fighting myself. So anybody who wants to educate me on different things religiously, I'm good with it.
And when I did that panel, I want to make something straight because this girl made this comment saying, "Oh, I feel for the guy that would end up marrying her for being with that many guys." I'm like, first of all, dating and sleeping with an individual is completely two different things.
Two different things.
I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm black and she happens to be a different race. She assumed what she see on videos and the stereotype that black women just out there like that. You got loose women and all, you know, all. Look, if I was a hoe, I'd be a proud hoe. I already did a video. If you a hoe, be a hoe. Proud hoe, be the best thing you can do. If you ain't a hoe, don't be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't a hoe, let the people who ain't hoes be together and the hoes stay together, so that way y'all have the same thing in common. Y'all ain't in that. I did a video about that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Because it's true. But because you know, us women know you could date somebody for a year and not be official. You got trying to get to know the person. I've known people that date each other for so many years. Just because you're dating a person doesn't mean you see them every day.
Yep.
So I'm like, just because I date all these different races, that's because I lived in areas and travel quite a bit to be surrounded and growing up with so many different cultures that I know all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, if you try to throw a stone at me, girl,
you living in the glass house too?
Girl. So I want to make that clear. That's why and how I'm able to speak on, because not only from my personal experience of dating, but growing up with, having friendships with, and girlfriends, and you know, all relatives of these nationalities. So with the religious part, you know, my parents are preachers, and that was the hardest thing because growing up, the Bible says one thing, but everybody's doing something different. So I'm like, okay, so what's really, like, which one do I, what do I do? But for the past 10 years, I've been focusing on, okay, you know what? I'm going to read the Bible, because at the end of the day, this is man-made, so I can't take it like I can't take it word. This is my life. This is just a loose interpretation of what this person was trying to say. Right. Just like when you send somebody a text, you said, hey, how's your day? That person be like, oh, okay, hey, how's your day? You're like, that was not the content. Right, because you can't get the intonation, you don't hear the inflection in the tone of voice, and all those kinds of things. It makes a difference. You don't know the person, you know what I'm saying, to know where, when they say how are you doing, what that means. Like, what, you know, because you can say how you doing so many different ways. Yeah. So when it comes to religion, what I ended up having to do was, okay, when it comes to the Bible, because I'm a Christian, I believe in God. You know? Absolutely. So that's always been my foundation. I'd say I'm more of a spiritual person because I focus more on not only the Word of God, but more of the connection and the connection with God. So and that's how you have to be. But at the same time, because we live in a huge world, I'm not ignorant because I grew up with so many different types of cultures, whether I did or not. I educate myself. Even if I didn't know, I ask questions like, okay, so I don't ask them why they're that religion, but okay, what's that religion about? And you know, please tell me. I even go. You know, I want to know. So absolutely. You know, there was this Egyptian that I was dating that was Muslim. Okay. No, I shared the picture with you guys. Girl.
Yes, he was so fun.
Little bit of yumminess right there, just a little bit.
Special piece of work. It was a special piece of work. Hey. But he was, you know, he was gorgeous on the eyes. Beautiful.
There you go.
Jesus. They call Mother Africa for a reason. Everything she's around. So imported, girl, and assembled over there, but delivered over here.
Hey now.
And what was the most challenging thing about our relationship was he was always thinking about, okay, if we were to take our relationship to the next level, if we were to get married, how about kids? Because my last marriage, I had to end it because she was a Christian, I was a Muslim, and we were cool with it. But when we were thinking about kids, she wanted the kids to be just Christian, and I'm like, well, I want my kid to be Muslim. And it was like, that was the roughest part. But I was telling him, at the end of the day, if I'm a Christian, but it has to take a certain person, a certain mindset to get to that. And just because you get to that doesn't make you less of a Christian or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, we all pray to the same gods, except for the ones that use elephants and, you know, use symbols or, you know, use like icons or whatever they do to do it. But
God is God.
Yeah, God is God. Allah is God. God has so many different names.
Exactly. I mean, even just what you're just talking about, God in Christian is God. God in Muslim is Allah, but it's still God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it depends on what part of the country you're from. So I understand what you're saying. And that makes complete sense, and I absolutely agree.
See, when it comes to that point, when me and him were talking about relationship, when we were talking about when it comes to the point if we get married to have kids,
right?
I spoke to him and his thing was, I don't want my kids to be Christian. I want my kids to be Muslim. I'm like, how about this? How about if you and me were to ever be married? And that's what I would always say to other people who religion was similar to mine, but not like, you know, because I can't go with somebody that's, you know, into like praying into donuts. I'm like, yeah, I eat donuts, but I don't pray to it. So that's kind of out the, you know, type of stuff. What I normally do is, what I always say is, look, I have faith in God and whatever, and God doesn't make mistakes. So,
absolutely.
You know, when we have children, they'll go to both. They'll learn both. Because at the end of the day, our religion is our culture anyway. It's our life. It's our way of being. So when the kid grows up, the kid chooses.
Exactly.
Oh, use the kid. That's too much. But the crazy thing is, when I dated that one guy that I showed you guys too with that sexy deep voice, the one that was, but he was multiracial. He was North African, Moroccan, Portuguese, and Portuguese and something else. He grew up like that. His mom was Catholic. His father was Muslim. Mom from Portugal, dad from North Africa. From Morocco. So for him, he said the best thing his dad did, even though he's strict when it's come to his religion, he allowed his mom not allowed, but he, you know, it was okay for the mom to grow the kids up with both. Yeah. When it got to a point, you know what I'm saying? When it got to a point, they were always going with her, so that they felt like, whoa, dad's always going to mosque by himself. I want to go. So they started going to the point that they were like, there's no difference. We all pray to the same thing. So they just combine it. At the end of the day, it's God. Whether I'm reading God or whatever, you know, and that's how it works. But it takes a certain particular type of person to do that.
Exactly.
Like, girl, it's either Jesus or not. You know, it's.
But see, I hear what you're saying, and I feel like that's the same as being open for dating interracially.
Yes.
If you have children, they need to know both cultures or all the cultures, because one of them may be multiracial. So I think religion is the same, which is why I feel like I need to move more towards spirituality versus religion, because I get caught up into that little niche of only this way.
Structure, They be having you running on the treadmill. By the time you get to what you need to do on the Bible, you're like, oh, I didn't even get to the Testament yet?
Yeah.
That was just the church. That was just the church with all the guidelines. That's how I tell all the preachers that talk to me, and they're like, well, you talk to all these Jews. Why do you think you're not in the church? I'm like, it's not that they don't care about God, because everybody cares. People who believe they have a soul and believe, you know, in a soul, having compassion and things like that. No, there's something beyond what's here. But
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, when you have so many organizations, which is why I say when it comes to church, no matter what type of church it is, whether it's Muslim, whether it's Christian, Catholic, whatever, that they have so many guidelines that they put on you, so many judgments, so many rules that they put on you. When you finally especially for somebody who doesn't know anything and trying to really look out, you know, just like how you said your mom just went into everything because she was trying to really look out. And then when you go through all of that, they're teaching you one thing, but you see something completely different. And by the time you actually dig into the Bible or whatever you're reading into, you realize, like, wait a minute, I did all them jumping jacks, all them things, push-ups and everything. I'm ready for the Olympics, and I haven't even got to the real part.
We haven't even got to where the relays start. That was warm up.
I'm like, that's why for me I stick to spiritual. I believe in God. I do my Bibles. I do every time I get up and go for my walks for an hour or over that. That's my time to talk to God. Before I go to bed, I do my prayer. There's this prayer book I have that I pick prayers based on what I'm going through in life and things. I do all types of stuff because at the end of the day, I come to realize just like each individual, there's different ways you got to approach them, different ways you got to treat them and you know, get them to be where you need them to be.
Exactly.
That's how all of us are. All God's children are. You got some people, they need to be sanctified, go to church 7 days a week and everything. Like, I don't know if they think it's going to give them extra brownie points. Like, the Lord's going to say, you got something waiting on you. Bigger than this person. It don't work.
I think for some people, it's about staying in a ritualistic pattern. Some people don't do good when their pattern is disrupted. So if you get that one person, we'll stick with dating. You get that one person that, oh, black man, black man, black man, black man, and that's all they're focused on. Their eyes are so narrow they don't see anything else. They got the blinders on, right? And then you get the one, and they say, okay, we're gonna take the blinders off because there's way more happening. And they're like, oh, let me jump over here. Oh, let me jump over there, because they're so caught up in everything. They're like a kid in the candy store. They don't know how to focus. So when it comes to that, it's like, okay, if I know me, let me keep my blinders on, because at least then I'll have an end goal. My end goal is get to heaven.
Thank you. Thank you. At the end of the day, to all of you super people who try to, put all the barriers against those who are really trying to get a connection with God, and those who do, and place judgment and everything like that. First of all, like I always tell, like some of, people that try to put that on me, when I die, it's not like God says, oh, Jesus, could you go over to Patu and tell Patu she can pick out of all her dead relatives which one is going to be her lawyer to represent why she should come into heaven. It don't work that way. So until
they're going to be like, Patu, let me talk to you, baby. Let me talk to you.
I'm like,
straight in first.
Be quiet. I have my own life to live. Everybody does. I have to go through my own trials and tribulations. Everybody does. You know what I'm saying? And God understands how everybody, I may have done something that made God very angry, and you would have done the same thing, and he'd probably be less angry. But it doesn't make it seem like he hates me more or he doesn't like me. It's just that because he knows you, he knows your intent, he knows your heart. He probably felt like, okay, you knew a little bit more than her, but you decided to do this. So that's why you're going to get burnt with this one, because you should have known better.
Right.
Right.
So that's why for me it's just all about spirituality. So, and what kills me too is that when I talk about religion and stuff like that, people are like, you believe in God? I'm like, oh, okay, just because I got muchachos, God gave me these. I can't do nothing with them. God gave me these. So I feel like, wow, you know what I'm saying? God, you at the end of the day, I love myself. Like there's days where you don't love yourself every day, but for the most part, 9 out of 10 times, I love myself. So I gotta love everything about me. The imperfection, even the stupid bottom gap. Me and my sister got a rock, while my other sister got the top gap. Like, what's that about? But I still gotta embrace the imperfections as well.
It is what it is.
And that's what's basically about when it comes to it when it's dealing with for women in general, particularly us black women, because a lot of times we get so, like you were saying, sidetracking on that tunnel vision. Maybe your health, maybe family, maybe the trials and tribulations you're going through your life, that you're forgetting that you're stressing in life. You're not living it.
Yeah.
You gotta open it. You gotta, let the floods out. If Friday night is the night that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go out with no draws. I'm gonna just be free.
Challenge yourself to something different. Challenging yourself to something different.
Surround yourself around people that you would like to be more like, or people that are more daring than you.
Yes.
There's
put yourself outside of your circle. Yeah.
Right.
When I went out to that Patrick's parade, I was so stunned because I was looking at so many different varieties of people, and I'm like, I can't see how that makes sense. But then it hit me like, well, at the end of the day, they got a common interest. That's why this is going on. Because you saw a punk rock black guy with a motorcycle club guy hanging out together with a Nicki Minaj girl, and they're all partying, and you're seeing all these different varieties.
Love it.
I'm thinking to myself, you can imagine the benefit all three of these people get to have in each other's life. You got the Nicki Minaj that's going to be exposed to motorcycle guys. You got her going to be exposed to
the hip-hop, R&B stuff, bringing them stuff.
The more you put yourself out there, the more opportunities you get. That's what I say. When it comes to dating, it's like a job. If I put an application once a month, the likes of me getting a job quicker than I thought is going to take some time. But if I put out a lot of applications and whoever comes apply and I approve, I'm going to have a better outcome.
Right. And then when you get more than one job offer, then you get to pick and choose. Hello. So I'm just saying.
Amen.
You don't have to you don't have to take everything that comes to you.
No. But ladies, are you hearing me? All of you who are watching this video, take out a pen and paper, because what I'm about to tell you is going to change your life, and you don't have to pay $19.95 to hear it either. Girls, all you need to do is take yourself out. Whether you're single or not, take yourself out. Buy your own self flowers. Put yourself out in different activities. I put myself in so many different activities, whether I was dating a guy or if it was just me, surfing, snowboarding, mountain climbing, all different types of stuff. And yes, a lot of the times I was the only black woman. But by me being and making a presence right there, that let them know she ain't the stereotype, so I guess not all black people do it. And until you guys start going out and doing that, ladies, that's going to break all of that. And all of you punk-ass dudes, and I'm saying punk-ass, don't matter what color you guys are. A woman, and I can't stand where I always hear men of all races and nationalities and whatever come to me like, man, I saw this gorgeous black woman, but I was afraid. And
yes,
just as long as you got a penis, a ball, and she's attracted and she dates that gender, she's not gonna say no. Even if be like a one of those people who call and collect debt. Even if she tries to say, "Oh, I'm not sure," rebuttal. Because a woman is not, just like you guys don't want a woman to give it up easy, especially a good quality woman. She doesn't want you to give up easy either. So
that's right.
Especially all you Asian brothers. Oh, I like me some black.
Oh my God.
Wait. Take your hands off the damn sake and listen.
I'll be right back.
Okay? If you see a girl that you like, I don't give a damn what color you are, what age you are. All you have to do is use these words. Are you listening, brother? All you got to do is say, hello, my name is. Would you like to go out for coffee? She may have never drunk coffee the rest of her life, but the fact that you invited her somewhere, she knows you're interested, and she'll tell you, oh, I don't drink coffee. Well, how about for drinks?
But even if she don't drink coffee, get a hot chocolate, get some tea.
Yeah.
They got fruit juice, water.
That's what I love about white men more than anything. Because they don't care about making an ass about themselves, just as long as they get the end results. And if it didn't happen, they know they tried. Because even when me and my sister went out, those white guys, especially that one, he was telling my sister, like, oh my goodness, you just such a, because she's a lot chocolater, you're such a beautiful Nubian queen. Oh, I gotta have you. So all these guys are coming, approaching, talking to her. He was like, no, she's with me. He's like, look.
He was staking claim.
Yes, stating claim. And all the others all the other was stating claim. Because just like you said, no man wants a woman that another man can't, don't see value.
Another man don't want. That's right.
So when he did that, that's when he's like, look, you want some vanilla? You want some white chocolate? But because my sister was dating interracially, she was like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. He was like, I know something about chocolate. You want to get to know? You want to do that swirl?
Oh snap! He's not giving up. I love it. I love it.
Do not be fearful of rejection. Rejection is part of it. Do you know how many times I had guys say no to me and said, no, you can't follow me and stalk me home. No, type of, I did a few, but yeah. But at the end of the day, you have to keep on trying.
Yes, do not give up so easily. That's so annoying.
Because the problem today is they're too damn lazy.
Yes.
Well, okay, wait, hold on. Okay, wait, let me help the fellas out just a little bit, not a lot, because I'm teen girl. But I will say this for the fellas: there are men who step out of their comfort zone and they put themselves out there and they do approach. But there are some females that make it so difficult that make it so difficult for a guy to even get an edged word. Like it's a hi, what you want? Who are you? What you looking for? And you get, what'd you say, Tomi? No smacking the lips and the teeth and the whole deal. And they don't even get to approach, and if you get, like you said, a gentleman comes up to you in the club and he's like, hey, you look really nice tonight. He may genuinely think, damn, she look good. Let me give her a compliment. And she doesn't know how to just say, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Tomi was just saying that earlier. Thank you will go a long freaking way.
Yes. Or ladies.
A long freaking way.
Just compliment.
Yes.
That's it. You could, just like guys, some women really believe when a guy says, oh, I like your hair, that means that's it. Yeah, he likes your hair, but he's trying to show you, like, hey, because
I'm interested.
He don't even know you. You're a random stranger. Why talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
Even men talk to you, it's because they either trying to get to know you or they're being nice. They're being nice for a reason. They want some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for a lot of you guys who are angry, or just like you made a great point when you said that when it comes to those women who make it extra hard, and then the guys like jaded. Let me tell you something. When a female, if you think a female, when you're trying to approach her and she's acting an ass, rolling her eyes and doing all that, and doing the most, and you think that it's making you look bad, or you think you should be embarrassed, if anything,
she should be.
Good quality woman that's looking at that, because they are looking. And especially depending on how you handle it, if you handle it, you're not ignorant, you're like, you know what, thank you, but no thanks, and you walk away, all you have to do is go by the bar, get on the dance floor, fluctuate around the room, and I bet you're going to have, because I've never, not any guy I've seen been rejected in public, because girls like to save a man, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, we got that complex.
You see that dude, and you see that girl was like doing all that, and then you at the end of the day, you see her having all that attitude. Your thing is, you're trying to see how he going to handle it. And when he handles it like a real man, like a gentleman, like, you know what? I'm not interested. Thank you, though. Have a nice night. And walk away. You can
walk
your ass
right over there to him.
Stop calling. She rolling her booty like, yo, I saw you over there. You want something? You interested? You want to get to know me? Bam.
He like, how you doing?
That's their tester. You know what I'm saying? Just like the guys send the tester in to approach the woman. Women do that too, but we don't send the tester. All we do, well, some women do send the tester. They send the one that gets burnt, and they can.
The friend.
But then a lot of times women, they'll just go. Women are more vigilant than men think. Like when I was out yesterday, I was like, Jesus, where the hell? Like if I was 10 years younger, if I
there you go.
But what's going on? It was so many. I was like, I felt like a diabetic with so much sweetness going on. I was like, I'm in shock. What's going on up in this piece?
But
then you know what killed me? They were like and mind you, if you on my Instagram, I had shared the video, and it was like 5 long blocks of wall-to-wall guys and girls. I could actually say 30% of them were couples, but the rest were just singles.
Wow.
The thing is, it was like, I could actually say it was like 15% black. And I'm not counting like Hispanics and stuff because I'll mix them in with the whites and all that, like all the others with whites and stuff. But the 15% of blacks, them brothers was running like, hey, what's your name? Ooh. So ladies, if you actually go outside and venture out of your comfort zone, they're looking. I'm telling you. The only reason they don't holler is because you're not in a place or a setting for them to find you to get access.
Yeah, that or you don't allow yourself to be approachable.
Yes, I learned that the hard way. Okay, so sometimes I can be, I like Patu says, like you should always smile. I don't smile all the time, and it's because I didn't know how to smile, and it wasn't because it's not because I felt like insecure, self-conscious. My dad always told me that I was beautiful, embrace it, and it was that awkwardness of me growing up, and then it's like the only thing I knew how to do was like smirk, but I was one of those girls. I was just like, oh, you look nice. Okay, and what's your point? And it wasn't coming out. And I would say it with like a lot of sarcasm. So, and then when I realized that it wasn't getting me anywhere, and then the advice that I got from one of my male best friends, he was like, Tommy, he's like, you're a very beautiful person. I get it. I'm like, stop it, you're joking, right? And he was like, no. He was like, just say thank you. And I didn't get it. So then, like, when we, I didn't, like I'm oblivious to stuff like that. So when we all went out into a club and this guy he approached me. He was a white guy. He approached me and I was like one of those typical like I was at the time one of those white females like this white guy's trying to holler at me like no 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 shut him down, shut him down, shut him down. That's how I was thinking. So when he came towards me and he's like, oh, he's like, I think you're really pretty. I want to know if I can get to know you. And then I was like, he's like, oh, I really like the way you move. Your hair is really nice. You look really nice. And I was like, thank you. And I was like,
thank you for the question mark.
I get it. Snap, I get it. So then ever since then, I started to reevaluate everything about myself. And then, like, for me to realize that at such a young age, and now that I'm older and I'm almost 30, oh my God, I can't believe I said that, but I'm almost 30. But it's like, it's saying, like, you realize as a person, once you find that one thing about yourself that you need to change, and then you apply it to your everyday life, you realize that people are only telling you this for a reason to better yourself as a person, not to put you down or anything the case may be. And now, like, if a guy compliments me, I'm like, oh, thank you. You're, like, so sweet and you're so nice. And I'll, like, give them a compliment, too. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do as women. And, like, you know, there's sometimes we don't need to be assertive all the time. It's
true.
Okay. It's okay.
That's true.
It's okay to be a little submissive. It's all right. My mom said. My mom said it's okay. She was like, if you want a man, you have to be on his level. If he says something that you disagree with, don't get an attitude. Rebuttal. Have a good debate about it. She's like, don't get like my mom hates smacking the teeth. She don't like it. She hates it because this is what my mom and dad did. If you smacked your teeth, if you said the word ain't, or if you said anything that was derogative, you would put $1 in that jar, and that was our lunch money. Yes. It was our lunch.
A high kick and daddy uppercut.
It was she took what we wanted from us and made us understand that, like, at the end of the day, if you're gonna have a job and you say I ain't gonna do this, or you're gonna talk improperly, your pay will decrease. That's what she was trying to teach us, the value of $1. And, you know, at the end, when you realize you have nothing left, that means you got to change. So if you want that money, don't say ain't, don't smack your teeth, don't suck your teeth, don't talk back. Oh, don't get it twisted. My parents beat the living mess out of us. But it's just the fact that, you know, and then I just realized, like, I don't want to be that typical or that stereotypical black woman. I don't want a black man or a white man or an Asian man or a Hispanic man to say, oh, she's just like every other black girl. No, I am not like every other black girl. Okay?
Yeah, I am like me.
Yes, I am me. I define me. Society does not define me.
There you go. Oh, amen. Oh, my goodness.
I am so excited, but guess what, girls?
It's time to say done.
Well, no, because this is part 3 of the myth of being a strong woman, which was based on an article. Thanks to Tommy for sharing it. And all you guys have to do is go on the description box for part 1, 2, and 3 to see the article. You can click on the link if you want to say, hey, I want to talk. I want to have a piece. This is our show. So the reason the show is called Get Inside Me is to allow us to get inside each other's thoughts, understand each other, whether we agree to disagree or agree or not agree, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. But guess what's going to happen after? Well, because I know I had you guys back to back to back, because I was like, while the iron's hot, I might as well hold on to y'all. But, since these are since you guys, thank you guys so much first for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for sharing. Please share, because remember, sharing is caring. As the more we talk about it, not only do we talk about it in our own race, but the more we talk about, other people hear it. Just like when the scientists talking about black women are less desirable, and just like that match report, the more people hear it, then they're having to say, "Yo, did you hear about that?" And that's the thing that we're trying to do here.
Right.
You know, let people know, first of all, not all black people are the same. Second of all, just because all black people are not the same doesn't make them less black or more black. Black is just black, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, seeing that we covered first, number one was about education and the article. Part two was about, just the dynamics of what a woman has to put on, the shield she has to deal with in society, especially for a black woman, going side by side. This one was just interracial, just not only interracial, but just dating
and religion,
woman, and especially as a black woman, and the religion part and everything like that. So when you guys tune in, I'll let you guys know, especially you guys too, that what we're going to talk about, because on the article they were talking about all that stack and the depression, because we already know we come from, not only us, but a lot of different, we come from the old school where don't air your dirty laundry, whatever happens, stay in closed doors, and a lot of times holding that in, just like, I don't know if you guys saw the episode of Empire, where the son has that I forgot what he has.
He's bipolar.
And she was like, that's some white people's mess and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I love that episode, because I was like, that basically is gonna echo all over the world for people to realize, if you need help, what you're doing is not working for you. Get help. There's no point. We're gonna talk about.
I love it.
And all that great stuff. So
good.
Oh, thank you so much, Tomi.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Made 3. Well, actually, you made 4 series, and I'm sure it's going to keep on going. Because when I did the panel talking about for all black women, I just wanted a panel for all women.
Yeah.
Just to talk about what matters to us, and this was one of them. Thank you, Tomi. And Markeisha. Oh, and Tomi, thank you for catching the Holy Ghost when you did it. Girl. Took the words out of my mouth.
So girl, to church.
I was praised dancing. Girl.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
So much. Oh, Markeisha, thank you. Because the one thing I love about you is a lot of times it takes me a long time to choose the words, because even though I do speak good English now, I mean, great English now, sometimes when I talk it does sound like I don't speak English that great, but but in my mind, because, sometimes my mind is thinking different languages, and I'm trying to pick out the correct words. So, but the thing I love about you, you take it right out. It's like, you're like, okay, you're taking too long. Wrap up that 20 minutes into 2.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, because, so thank you guys so much for viewing in. Any last words from you? Beautiful, strong, black. Well, no, what's good? Beautiful, strong
women. Tomi, go for it first. You go first.
Do I gotta take
all I have to say is just don't limit yourself and look for a good man. Take out the word black. Just look for a good man. Someone who's gonna treat you kind and well. My mom says, as long as my daughter is happy, I don't care what race he is. As long as she's happy, Mama knows that she got a good one on her hands.
Absolutely.
So that's all I have to say.
Awesome. Well, I will say this. Wait. Look at Patu. What?
Because first of all, Tomi took me on level number 1. I know you're about to take me to level number 2. I'm like, I'm feeling it. That's all like.
Let me give y'all some Markeisha-fying over here. I'm just saying. This is what I feel. Yes, we all want a good man. We all want a good partner. Because some of the people who are watching may not like opposite sex. They may like same sex. And my thing is this. I don't care who you want to love. Before you can have somebody else love you, you have to love you. So fall in love with yourself. Make sure you're a good person, because the bottom line is you have to be bringing something to the table too, baby. And I'm sorry, if you don't have anything to bring to the table, you're going to be by yourself for a long time. Because everybody want to eat. and we all want variety. So whether it's a black man, an Asian man, a Mexican man, whatever, if you don't have yourself together and you're not bringing a nice looking scrumptious meal to the table, hence yourself, and you don't have a full balanced plate, he's not going to want to eat off of it anyway. So make sure you love you.
He might take a to-go bag.
But that's not a relationship.
No, but that's why I said
that's not dating.
Just because he took a to-go bag don't mean he going to dine in.
Thank you. See, look, I don't want somebody just trying to dine in. I want somebody trying to buy my recipe.
Right.
He wants the whole restaurant.
Buy the recipe.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn it, buy the damn restaurant.
Yes, hello. He wants the special recipe, and only the owner can have that. That's what I want. I want the one that's the real one. Not the one that's going to be, oh, let me dip in and let me grab a quick Happy Meal, that $5 thing. No, we don't do that. We high end over here. So you got to make an investment. Make an investment in yourself, and he will invest in you.
Yes.
That's what I got to say.
Since y'all basically done stole the words out of my mouth, because y'all, I'm like, girl. So the only thing I'm gonna say is, you know, I don't know if you guys ever watched that Being Mary Jane, the show.
I love that show.
What I love about the show is she has these, even though a lot of people she got a lot of notes around the house. But ladies, let me tell you something. You have to love yourself first, even though it sounds like I'm saying the same thing you're saying.
Yes,
sir. At the end of the day, you know, we're not privileged enough to get it on a daily basis, see it on our television. We're beginning to see it a little bit. You don't see it on our television. You know, you got to actually go out there to get it, to find it. And it's kind of hard to find. Try to find black Barbie dolls, black anything. That's hard as hell. You know, and that doesn't look like, you know what I'm saying, that's like, okay, you know. But in that, what I'm saying is every morning, I'm telling you, because just like every morning for those people who pray or whatever, the first thing I do, and they say it in the Bible, I forgot what they call it. You know, when you're talking to God, but you're re-saying it to yourself, like what she does when on that TV show.
Affirmation?
Affirmations, thank you. Affirmations is basically you reminding yourself, even on the time when you don't feel like that, but the more you remind yourself, the more you're investing in you. Before I get out of bed, as soon as I wake up, I thank God. I pray to God for everybody. I say, you know, regardless whether they need prayer or not and everything. And before I get out of bed, I write down what I want. I say, I am a child of God. I am beautiful. I am whatever. And I am God is my favorite whatever. Every time I do that, when I go for my walk, I'm always having a great day. I'm always feeling good. Even when something bad happened, I'm like, oh, okay, that's nothing bad. You know, today's a bad day, but tomorrow will not be, because I'm claiming that.
That's right.
Keeps on going and going. I notice that when I don't do that, oh, it's like God is like, I'm like,
catch-22.
So that's why I'm like, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna challenge myself, and I've been challenging myself for this is like my 4th day to stick to it, because every time I started, everything started going fine like everybody else. When everything started going good, you stopped doing what you was doing that got you to the good level.
That's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I have that issue with working out. Ooh,
girl. So,
I do it, but sometimes you get in your comfort zone.
Yeah,
I hear you.
What I do is, ladies, every day give yourself the affirmation, whatever your list is. Put it on your mirror. I don't care. I even have it right there on my bedpost. So before I get up with my lazy fat self laying in the bed, I pull it, read it, stick it back, go for my walk. You know, I don't, you know, do different types of activity. Even if I'm doing yoga, you know what I'm saying? I'll do yoga, put the video on mute, and pray like, yeah, thank you, Jesus. Or, you know what? Thank you. I'm woosahing all the stress that I got piled up on me anyway.
There you go.
And the more you let that out, you're letting all the good that you deserve, that God wants you to have, to come to you. So now that we done preached and we done set this place on fire.
Hello.
You guys, next week we're going to talk about depression as a woman, and having to deal with the us versus us, like how we go against each other.
Black on black, huh?
Girl, black on black crime. Just as long as you got your black cat suit, I got the heels. Somebody bring the earrings.
I just bought some new ones too. I can't wait to break them babies out. I'm going dancing tonight. It's on.
Like I always say, explore, saturate yourself, try every type of activity, whether you're into it or not, because you don't know what kind of blessings, people, situation, opportunities, it could be jobs, anything that could come your way just because it has to take for you to be at the right place at the right time. And the only way you'll know you're at the right time is if you take your ass out somewhere. Don't sit there and watch Netflix. And where's
not gonna come into your bedroom like, hey, how you doing? If you're not going nowhere, it's not gonna happen.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And try different activities. Trust me, they out there.
Try things that you don't think you would like. Like, I have no real interest in golf, but I'm gonna go golfing one day just because I know there's a whole different type of group of people that I want to meet, and that's what they do. I think it looks so boring on TV, but everybody I say that I talk to, they say it's fun when you're doing it in person. Okay, so I'll try it. If I don't like it, then I don't do it. But I see that face.
Girl, I'm getting What's that? I'm getting a seizure just thinking about it. Like, I dated a guy that owned a golf course in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. And I ended up dating him, and he tried to get me into golf, but I was already jaded from dating a professional golfer. And I'm like, I don't care what, this is boring. I'd rather do miniature golfing, which he thought was insulting. I'm like, at least I get to throw the ball in the house. Like, quick, hurry, I get to the go-kart.
Right.
You may not like it. Fake it till you make it.
But that's okay. I'll meet people.
Fake it.
I'll have fun. I'll meet people, and if nothing else, I'll have a drink on a mini cart. On a little golf cart, I have a little mini deal and be good.
That's what I love. Is just the golf carts and the clothes. The golf cart and clothes. Just let me drive. I'll drive you, but don't take too long putting because I don't like to sit in the sun. Just
Well,
I
don't know. Well, I went ice skating. I took my godkids ice skating for the first time about a month ago. It's similar, but not exactly to roller skating. It's a different type of balance, but it is fun. And there was a whole different crowd of people than what I would have gone and seen if I went just roller skating.
Mm-hmm.
I met some really cool people.
I mean, I suck at bowling, even though I was in the bowling team in high school. I just joined because I wanted to do something different.
There you go.
I'm a grown woman, and yes, when I go bowling, I do have to put the barrier up. And
that's okay.
People laugh at me, but I'm like, so laugh at me. At least they see me trying.
You're doing something.
And you're having fun.
A lot of times when you do something you're not comfortable, you're not into, people can tell. And if it's somebody that can tell that's interested in you, they're going to make a comment. They're going
to try.
Put their sexy chest on my back to be like, baby, no, roll the ball this way. I'm like
uh-huh.
What? Is it? Oh, my gosh, I thought it was two hands.
You know what's fun like that? Playing pool. Billiards, playing pool, that's a good one. Like, I'm not great, but I dated a pro. Yeah.
I dated a professional pool player, and I don't know how to do damn squat. But I think my cleavage to be able to win.
Hey, I'm not mad at that. I've done that time or two myself. But it's still fun. And that's a whole different crowd of people also. You go with the bikers, they have a different crowd. You have people who are into anime and like cartoons and stuff. That's a whole different crowd of people. It doesn't matter as long as you open yourself up because you never know what you'll actually end up liking.
Yeah.
Even
if the person's into something you're not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to you don't have to like everything each other does.
Right.
A good opportunity to have common interests and your own personal life to, not drive each other crazy.
I need to be able to miss you a little bit, so then when we do get together, it's like, hey, I missed you. I was thinking about you. How you been?
Girl, when the golfer was like, I miss you, I'm like, golf. I rebuke that. No. I'm like, look, I'll give you children. Man, I'll wash your clothes. I just don't want to go back golfing. Just don't. Like, if it was a miniature, like 6 holes, I don't need all that. Golfing literally takes hours. I'm like, man, I could first of all take my hair down, put some cornrows, sew on in a new track, made me a dress, repaired my own shoes, put on some lashes, reconstructed a new face, and he's still golfing. I'm like, girl.
I hear you.
Be creative, girls. There's so many different, because I wasn't into sports like I am now. But because I realized, look, all the guys a lot of guys are into sports, and a lot of the good-looking ones who's single are into sports. So I need to get into sports. So by me taking it, I end up liking sports. But in the beginning, when I didn't like it, what I would do is I'll just go to the bar, sit at the bar, have a beer, and my thing was I didn't look at the score. I was looking at, ooh, who looked good? Ooh, look at 32, go 32. And they're thinking I'm into the game. Like, they don't even know. They don't know, ladies. Just
no, they don't. So, but that's okay. It's an opening for them to say, hey, how you doing? What do you know about this? Or who's your favorite player? Or who's your favorite team? And you can be honest at that point because the door is now open because he started the conversation. You'd be like, you know what? I don't know, but I remember him from the last game I saw, and he did pretty good, or he seems to be doing pretty good this time. So I figure I give him a little cheer. And they're like, oh, well, let me explain it to you. It can go into all kinds of stuff. You know, they may have like, hey, well, you know, we've got a nice little room and we've got the little suite, you know, it's my corporate office, blah, 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 meeting, and there's like 6 of us, you know, and there's a bunch of us. You want to come over and hang out with us? I can teach you more about the game. You never know.
Because they don't. But that's why I'm like, girls, because remember, after this is going to be, next episode is going to be about depression and all that. And then after that, I might be a little daring and ask you guys how you guys flirt and how you should flirt. Because we already know how to flirt when it comes to the brothers. We already know what works. You know what I'm saying? But we can talk about our tactics that we use. You know, talk.
It depends on how the hair is laying these days, and you know, different stuff. It's different, but we can talk about that. I'd be excited to talk about that one. That would be fun.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, and thank you for you viewers. I've seen the numbers moving around. I'm like, thank you guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You'll definitely. Oh God bless all of you guys. Thank you so much, Markeisha and Tomi. Tomi, thank you for using this, because you always had this, girl, to be like, you know, I'm going to tag this sister. Because I was kind of tired of always talking about bows and all that stuff. I'm like, don't you guys want to talk about more serious stuff? And that's why I was like, finally, something on the point.
Have some depth.
Yeah. I'm like, come on. You know, because a lot of what I talk about is based off of what people say. That's why I was like, okay, this season got to be a little bit more serious because, you know, I guess because the economy is getting a little rough. A lot of people are getting more deeper. And that's why I was like, oh, this is going to be deep. Okay, thank you. So it's going to be about depression next week. And then we're going to talk depression next week and us women against each other. Sizzling. And then the other one is, how well do you flirt? How to get the man on the other team 101.
I see Tomi. I can see Tomi all like, we about to have some stuff on this.
Don't make me bring out some flavored chapsticks.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do.
I love all of you women out there, regardless your color. All of you men, all of you people looking to improve and better yourself, your life, regardless what it is. Thank you so much for watching. I pay you guys adieu, au revoir. It's so funny when I speak other language, I like to say it wrong because that's how I always hear when people try to say it.
Of what?
Like, it's like, oh, bonjour. I'm like, no, bonjour. So now I always say, you know. Would you guys like to say bye before we go?
Bye.